doing out there? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to this podcast. How you doing? Spreaker.com. Just coming to you live. Holiday weekend. Good Friday, Easter. So many different things. Some people celebrate, some don't. But the most important thing, are you safe? This whole CDC thing and everything about hitting the jabs and keeping your distance and everything. But really, how do you feel? I mean, what's really going on in your world? What do you really think in this whole holiday weekend? Does it feel like a holiday? And in contrast to a year ago, when everything was closed, do you feel comfortable with things being open? It's just so much to ponder, so much to contemplate, so much to digest, so much to just kind of like psychologically wrap your head around. It can definitely, make you feel some kind of way. It's like, which way do you go? Is it going to make you feel sane? Is it going to, it's just so much to digest, so much to take in. And, you're just sometimes just trying to channel that energy to get in the best that you can. And it just really, truly leaves you feeling, kind of bare, kind of like, somewhat without care, without concern. You don't want to be so cold, but and I say that to say that though it's a have not mindset. Personally, they say one thing, they say so much, and it's just such a mess, and you're still dealing with every other kind of thing that's going on. There's some people still unemployed. Some people got their kids going back to school. Some people are trying to get back to work. Some people are waiting on their checks. There's so much that's going on. And ask yourself a question, during this particular holiday weekend. So-called normal, will it be any better? So-called reality, what has it been for you? What has it brought about in a change? So in the day of resurrection, has your life felt resurrected? Has your purpose and your concerns been resurrected? And what has spoken to you? What has gotten you through so much of the storm of everything that's been going on? It's just, it's really hard to just kind of like, you're just kind of like trying to make sort of sense of it all. And, it's just like a storm with so much events, you're just kind of like, the kind of thing, to try to feel what's happening in your world in your time, you just really are aghast by so much. And again, it's like some feel like you're rambling, some feel like you're just kind of all over the place, but yet you're making sense of everything that's happening to you because it has definitely left you, traumatized. Now, I thought about Good Friday. I think about Easter. I thought about that back in the day, remembering when it wasn't as commercialized. One of the best things I will say about this weekend, I know, so like today, for instance, a lot of places are closed, which I think it should be. I think people should spend time with their families. There's a lot to absorb this particular time. And the money isn't going to be any greener by having a place open. So I don't understand why a lot of places would try to profit off of it. But again, that's what they do. And in this past year and so forth, it's been, quite mind-boggling of everything that's going down and what's going on. So, it's a lot to take in, a lot to kind of reflect on. But really, what are you grateful for? What do you feel privileged to? What do you feel that your blessings have been? What has it been for you? What has this past? And only just thinking about Good Friday, thinking about Easter weekend, what has it meant to you? What has it said to you? What has it culminated for you? So much to take in, so much to digest, and you're just kind of like trying to like take all that and reflect on all that and everything. Sometimes like you just kind of like look at situations and the weather can play a big part. Everything right now is so agenda based and so divisive, and I can't recall another time or another place where everything was coming at you like a freight train and you just had just a certain amount of time to try to get it right, and you were going to offend somebody, with how it's all going. It all ties in together though, because it's like, okay, if we're having this spiritual awakening, what does this mean for us? What will this encompass? What will this direct us to? How will we feel? What will we say? And do we want to, how are we feeling prosperous, or are we feeling neglected? Just a lot to in detail and take in, and then just not really, understanding all the ramifications of it. So I remember like in years past just thinking how you might have a certain dinner, you might want to go out places, you might want to do things. But this situation doesn't allow it to be as comfortable without sacrificing, without, just taking all that into consideration. Because again, it has definitely brought new challenges and new perspectives. And we don't know what will be anything. We see so much of a push and a rush with so much political agenda and so much political jargon going on. We just really don't know. It's one thing when I saw the Vatican in Italy and the Pope only allowed 200 people inside the building because they are under lockdown in Italy because of the variants passing. So, as always, a reminder, we're a quarter of the year in, hard to believe already. And it's just been still an unknown, uncertain, politicized, and just a situation where you're just kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. It's just kind of like, oh, how is this going to, it just takes on so much noise, so much to conjure up that it's really, really hard to fathom. And it didn't always seem to be the case. But then again, you got to ask yourself, was life that much better than before the last 13 months, of the unknown? And so, what was life like in 2019? And 2019 is now 2 years ago, but it seems like a lifetime ago when you've gone with the lives that have been lost, with the different variances and so on and so forth, and how everything has been turned upside down. And then you get a situation where you are trying to, you're thinking about, I am grateful, I am prosperous, and then I'm in a situation where I have to, put so much together. What will it all mean? Will it all, where will it all come towards? It's just, a lot to fathom. So I think that you think from biblical, you rise again. What do you want to rise again from? I guess that's the big message. What do you want to rise from? What have you risen to from? And what has this whole journey really taught you? And then you're praying it into a resurrection when you're thinking about what these last 3 days are about, spiritually speaking. What does it mean? What does it say? No concepts, contrast. What does it all mean, So it's something that's really incredible to, try to sort through, try to put in perspective, and then, just putting everything, all your mind and everything into a barrel and just trying to stir it the best way you can and not feel that you have left anything behind. But it's really a challenge. Every day is still a challenge with everything, and just the unknown of this whole circle and this whole atmosphere and world. So really, where are you at, and what does it say about you? What do you want it to say about you, and your feelings and everything, and so on and so forth. So, I just was reflecting on it, thinking about it, like, you go through so much of like what you see and how people are preparing to try to do things. But where's the honesty about it? It says, do you we're reflecting on a very important spiritual weekend, but yet what have we overcome? What does it mean? How vulnerable are we? And we're casting doubts, our trust level, our tolerance level, our patience level, it all culminates with this situation. So, again, it's a lot to take in, a lot to surmise, and just, try to find that common thread and that common way of honesty, And so I just reflect on memories of a time ago with it. And you're looking for something to make sense. You can only hope that it will, come around and, in some sense of semblance. But it's just hard to tell from one day to the next and, from one wave to the next. It's just hard to really gather it and to, properly understand the dynamics at work. So it's just a real interesting time and a real interesting frame of mind with everything. But that's been one of the things that's really put things in perspective, where you were a year ago and then you're a year later, and how you are dealing with everything that's happened. And do you feel limitations, and do you feel, isolated? And how you are coming to grips with so much that's happening, because, it really, no one is really like saying, okay, well, we understand this and we have to like slow this down or make sense of this. It's just an agenda that's being push, and, just go, go, go. So, it's just really an intriguing time, to say the least. And then you wonder, like, when you've had, what can you do? People sometimes want to celebrate, they want to eat, but how do they go about things? And it can be quite crippling. It can be quite a situation and a chore just to, get it together. And what's right for you, what's not right for you, what's legalized, what's not legalized. It's just so many factors involved. And I just sit there and I just kind of like shake my head because, eventually, common sense one of these days will come back to view. But the big bottom line is that you've got so much political agenda involved that it just is a mumble jumble. And we're not seeing a nation that's coming together. We're seeing a place of choose your sides. That's what it's like. And to the point where, it's like freedom, what is free out here and what is clear out here. It's just a lot of craziness. And this is the times we're in 2021, which is like a reflection of 2020. It's like part duh. It really is. It's like a rewind of the same, with just so much unknown, and people are like kind of doing their thing. So we'll see how it all plays out. But that's my rant and take about Good Friday, Easter, pandemic, reflection of life in the past year, and where things seem to be and where things, we just don't know. So we just have to wait and see. But I welcome thoughts and comments and reflections on this, and feel free to, give me your thoughts and takes how life has been for you. What do you foresee? What do you want? What would be realistic? And it's hard to, like I said before, this political agenda has made it really, really blurry and really fuzzy. So, but that's my thoughts and takes on it. So till next time, I look forward to hearing from you. The best to you. Peace and blessings, and be safe out there. Be careful out there. Next time I catch you. Peace. I'm out.